Good morning. I'm John Ellsworth with Success Strategies Incorporated. I'm the founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. And I want to welcome you to this next level thinking presentation entitled Overcoming Adversity. And since 2014, if you've been in the dairy industry during that time, you know that it's been a pretty tumultuous time. Dairying has just frankly been pretty darn tough. Uh, Feed costs have been lower, fortunately, but in comparison to the drop we've seen in milk prices from 2015 to mid 2019, and then more recently in the first quarter of 2020, this has been pretty brutal. And frankly, it is a scary time for producers, financially speaking. And I understand that because a lot of my clients are dairymen. This is particularly critical time because of this amazing worldwide impact of the COVID-19 virus and just all the uncertainty, not only in domestic markets but export markets as well, just across the globe. So it's times like this that I like to refer to one of my favorite authors, Brendon Burchard. You've heard me speak about him before. He's a New York Times best-selling author, and he offered the following in an article I read and reread recently because of what's going on. The article was entitled How to Deal with Adversity. And Brendon offers the following 5 points, which I'll elaborate on each one of them a little bit, how they might apply to you in your business or me in my business in my consulting practice. But let me go through the 5 points and I'll give you some thoughts regarding them, how they apply to you today. Number one point that Brendon Burchard points out is that he offers is number one, you have to have confidence. Oh, sure, that's easy for me to say, right? Have confidence. But what he points out is that having confidence is a natural outgrowth of believing that we can actually figure it out. Let me say that again. It's a natural outgrowth, confidence is, of believing that we can figure it out. And there's an alternative to that, and that's becoming totally negative. And all that will do is lead you toward depression, worry, and envy of others, all of which are negative characteristics, and they'll just bring you down. So number one, again, have confidence. Use it as a natural outgrowth of believing that you can figure this out. And I believe as many forces that are working together in this worldwide, we will figure this out. His second point is to keep perspective. And along that line, I would suggest this. Regardless of how negative things look, remember one thing. Someone has done this before. And I hear people say, oh, this has never happened before. Well, not this specific thing, but we've had some really horrible things, 9/11, the stock market crash in the 1930s. We've had all kinds of similar things, not identical, but regardless of how negative those times looked, someone has done this before. And I want to point out that you can too. We have all, each and every one of us, we have all faced adversity before. And I want to be the one to tell you that we can do it again. We can overcome this. We can win this battle. So point number two is keep your perspective. The third one that Brendon offers is called schedule action. I will point out that this is a far superior course than taking the old quote unquote wait and see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Take specific actions. Last month, I had 12, actually I believe it was 14 client meetings that were scheduled for me to be there in person. We did all of them by phone and computer, and I had some of the most productive ones we'd ever had. Now, had I just said, well, we can't meet, so we're not going to meet at all, I think it would have been a real downturn, a real negative for both the clients and myself. By avoiding actions, that would be an example of avoiding action in my case, things only get worse. So what I'd suggest is that you schedule action, specific things you can do. You can do a better job of feeding. You can do a better job of breeding, managing your herd, and act like you'll go on forever. Just act like you'll go on forever. Do the best in those areas, all aspects of your business management that you possibly can. But the key, again, as Brendan points out, is point number 3, schedule action. Point number 4 that he offers is to ask for help. None of us has all the answers, and I will go on the record right now saying that I don't have all the answers either. But all financial turnarounds that I've worked on in the last 21 years at Success Strategies, there's one thing that they have in common. I wish that I had been involved sooner. Whether it's 6 months or a year sooner, 3 months, even a couple months, I just wish I'd been in there sooner. My own business coach, Dan Sullivan, offers the following, and I quote, "The challenges and obstacles you face are actually the raw material for reaching your goals." End of quote. And I want to throw that at you again. The challenges and obstacles you face are actually the raw material for reaching your goals. What that means is simply this. They are the hurdles that you have to get over. They are the challenges you have. You need to overcome them, just as I would if I was in that situation too. It doesn't matter who it is, we all have to overcome those hurdles. And remember, hurdles are put up to be cleared, not to be tripped over. So we want to clear them and move forward. But let me ask you this. If you need help, doesn't necessarily need to be me, but please get it. Can you please take the action to get it? And don't delay. The longer you put this off, the tougher it is for whoever's trying to help you. Whether it's in your feeding, your breeding, your finances, whatever, your banking, whatever area you're addressing, ask for help and get it as soon as you possibly can. Point number 5 that Brendan offers, he calls it honor the struggle. This is really a crucial element of success. What that means is to honor the struggle. This element of success means this: we cannot control everything. As powerful as we may think we are, and I include myself in that in certain areas, we can't control everything. So just be okay with that. Honor the struggle, as Brendan said. Be okay with that. Control whatever you can. And most of all, guard your attitude. As Napoleon Hill points out, and I quote, "Effort only fully releases its reward after a person refuses to quit." End of quote. So I want you to hang in there and follow Brendan's 5 points. And I'll go through them quickly again. Have confidence. Keep your perspective. Be sure to schedule action. Ask for help where you need it. And last but not least, honor the struggle. I want to thank you for joining me today. I wish you the best of success this year. Again, I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. And I want to thank you for listening today.